Hi everybody, my name is Zoe and I'm part of the international student group at UC Berkeley called IUSM. We get it. It's difficult to adjust to any new environment. And that's why we're starting a new series on YouTube that enables you to learn more about communication within the United States. This is going to range from having good presentation to speaking up in classroom or even emailing your professor. We're going to go over a whole bunch of communication skills that you can learn and do well in America. Today, we're going to talk about presentation, best practices for Google Slides. Have you ever been in a presentation where you felt like this? Presentations can be pretty boring if you don't get it right. I'm going to give 3 basic tips on how to use Google Slides to enhance your presentation to make it look really appealing and very interesting for your classmates. Let's start with tip number 1. Theme. Are you tired of looking at the same old presentation theme? If you look online, there's so many different free themes that you could take and import and use as themes for your own presentation. So if you go to this website here, SlideGo, it actually has a lot of different templates that are categorized by different color, style, and purposes. And if you look through the different slides, you could just find one that fits your presentation and import it. You can either import directly to Google Slides or you could download it locally. I do this all the time. This is definitely very useful. You don't have to go and create your own slide designs, and they have really cool templates on there. Alright, tip number 2. Import images. I'm sure that we all felt like falling asleep when the presentation is just full of text. So one thing you have to keep in mind when you're doing presentation is how to get and grab your audience's attention. This is so essential in presentation. You definitely want to get your ideas through. A picture tells 1,000 words, so definitely use that to your advantage. So there's quite a few ways that you can insert images in your PowerPoint presentation. You can always look on Google to find your image and just insert it. You can either insert the URL or you just upload that picture into Google Drive. Or if you don't want to download any images into your computer, you can just go to search the web. That automatically allows you to search for any image you want just within the PowerPoint slide. And you don't even have to get out of that tool to go on a new tab. Okay, last tip. Third tip is to have a consistent font. Now, I know how tempting it is to try and put a whole bunch of different fonts because they look so interesting and they might make your presentation look even more interesting, but actually it makes your presentation look very inconsistent. So you want to make sure that your font is legible. You don't want your viewers to have to squint their eyes and try to figure out what your presentation is trying to say. That definitely draws and detracts from your presentation. So having font size that's around 20 pixels or higher is really good. And then you don't want to choose a font that seems very childish if you're doing a professional presentation and you want them to take you seriously. So make sure that your font matches your audience member. You want to use things that look professional for a more professional audience, and you want to do things that look fun, maybe for a student group. All right, so those were the 3 quick and simple tips that you can definitely deploy in your slides right away and make your presentation look good. And there's definitely more tips that I have, which I'll save for the next video. And if you're an international student and you want some help with your communication skill, presentation, how to talk to people, how to talk to professors, etc., and you want to just develop those skills, we are starting a communication lab. It's kind of like an office hour in some ways with alumni that can help you understand what you need to know, answer some of your questions that you have. I'm gonna link that around here or below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. Super excited to get connected, and I hope I see you all next week. Till then, bye.